If I knew then what I know now.
If I knew then what I know now.
If I knew then what I know now.
If I knew then what I know now, I would remind myself that sometimes being an effective volunteer in a village, being a good volunteer, isn't necessarily about big projects or addressing seemingly insurmountable problems. It's the little moments you have with locals, with your next door neighbor, talking about American culture and how it differs, for example, from Beninese culture. Conversations, little moments that both you and your community will remember for the rest of your life.
If I knew then what I knew now. Don't take training so seriously. It'll be over soon. Just do what they say. Don't waste time being mad at admin.
If I had known then what I know now, I would have gotten a cat before the first camel spider season.
If I knew then what I knew now, I would have prepared myself for the reality that my friends at home, who I thought would be my support system, would change over the course of my service. Despite how many Facebook posts, Instagrams, blogs I wrote, no one from home would truly understand my Peace Corps experience, and I wouldn't be there to experience the American events that they were going through. So I think it's really important to just prepare yourself for a shift in your support system, and to know that people who you thought may support you will come in and out of your life as a Peace Corps volunteer, and people who you thought may never support you as a Peace Corps volunteer going through this experience will probably pop back in and show an interest in what you're doing and be there for you in the moments you least expected.
If I knew then what I know now, I'd say spend an hour every day just siloing people around village. There's going to be some days where you don't want to do it. There's going to be some days where you feel like you're too sick to do it. But it's honestly one of the best ways to just sort of start off getting to know your site and getting to know what you can do for the people around you.
If I had known then what I know now, I would have danced more with mamas. You may feel like a fool, but they'll love it.
Okay, so my advice to all of you newbies, I want to say, I want to repeat what a volunteer told me when I first arrived in Benin. He said, finish out the 2 years. Like, don't leave early, don't quit, because what you think you know, after a couple months, all of that will change. And what you believe to be true, after a couple months, all of that will change. And especially at kind of the 1 year mark, there are people that feel kind of antsy and they feel like they've already gotten everything they can out of their village. But like, finish it, because your opinions and your perspectives like are constantly changing. So finish the 2 years and be happy that you made it. If I knew then what I know now, I would say that everything gets easier when you first arrive in country and during stage. Everything seems really overwhelming, especially communication, but just give it time and you'll learn the languages and the customs, and everything will just become normal and become really easy.
If I had known then what I know now, I would never trust a fart.
I wouldn't want to know then what I know now. That would change my Peace Corps service. So much of the experience is about discovery and finding out new things. It would change the experience, it would make it boring, in fact. And there are others that would disagree, and perhaps knowing other littler things might make the experience easier. In fact, I'm sure it would. But the difficulties, overcoming those difficulties, are so significant. See, I believe the Peace Corps experience is about that discovery. It's about finding yourself. And that's why I wouldn't want to know then what I know now.
Beautiful, Luke.
If I knew then what I know now, I would remind myself. Should we redo that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
In the background, I'm going to be trying like being really bad at somersaults.
Perfect. I think that's good. Yeah. Okay. Mike, get out of the shot. I really need to do this.
I wouldn't want to know now.
You wouldn't want to know then what I know now. You
How's
would.
your art going, bud? If I know... Shit.
That's okay.
Put that on the breaker.